All right, let's move on to round number 2. Shout out to Buddy the Elf. I think it is a classic no matter what Con says. Kate, what's going on with our are they our friends the Swiss?
I think so. I think we're super good. Great chocolate, fun watches.
Yeah, everybody wants a Patek Philippe, right?
Absolutely. Of
A what?
course.
A Patek
Oh,
Philippe.
Is that the candy?
No, it's a type of watch.
you're thinking of Mozart
Oh.
balls.
Oh.
Anyway,
All right, Kate. Well, what's going on with those Swiss fucks?
Well, it is
You actually came up with the term Swissies, calling them Swissies.
I did not. I think they're very sexy. It
they're everybody's friends.
That might be worse.
It might be. It is anyway. It's the first time the European Space Agency, the ESA, has.
Wait. What's that about? Somebody needs to explain that. Oh no, it was a different one. They have another acronym that makes no sense. We'll find
we'll
it.
Get
that
to
wasn't it.
Okay. Yeah, the European Space Agency, ESA,
Yeah,
pretty
that one checks out. Yeah.
Okay. That one's it has allocated such a large sum, 86 million euros, to a startup. It's Swiss, the startup, and its mission is to clean up space trash. February, aka debris, because I know we'll get somebody say, actually, it's called space debris and not space trash. I'll save that for Kyle. Yeah, FOD. The American commercial satellite Iridium 33 collides with the Russian military satellite Cosmos 2251 at a speed of almost 42,000 kilometers an hour.
How cool would that be to watch? That's fast.
30,000 miles an hour.
No, it's like 80,000.
No, right? I think it's slower than that. It's like, because it's almost, I would say it's 18. That's my guess.
Okay. Anyway.
Well, these two space debris satellites, disintegrate into more than 600 pieces of scrap metal, which scatter at 20 times the speed of a rifle bullet. This is the first recorded accident of its kind, but by no means the only one. And some of them are even intentional. The Russians, the Americans, Chinese, and Indians have all destroyed one or more of their own satellites to test space missiles.
What a job that would be.
Yeah.
Sign me up for that, MOS.
Real life asteroids.
The space fucking mortar guy? Come on.
Once again, young Kate at a bar, space missile guy comes in. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's going down.
Yeah.
And these explosions have created thousands of additional pieces of debris that could damage any orbiting spacecraft, including the International Space Station. That has to be a sick feeling if you're on the International and there's like thousands and thousands of like 20 times bullet speed debris flying through the.
It's probably like the first time that you land at Newark and you get on the little train to go there. You're like, why is there trash everywhere? Like,
yeah.
Can't somebody police call this shit up? I had big expectations for what was going to go down in New York. This is not it.
This is the scenario screenwriter and film director Alfonso Cuarón depicted at the beginning of his film Gravity. So this is kind of a huge problem, and more there's how many satellites? There's like thousands of them in space now, right?
Yeah, there's a shit ton. And you don't think about that because I think of space like everything's going to be moving continually. I guess it just kind of hangs out there forever. Like once it's up there, it just like chills forever. It's never going to like decompose or anything. It's just going to stay in the same exact.
Yeah. Right now, there are nearly 6,000 satellites circling our planet. About 60% are defunct. They're just about 60% are just trash at this point. They don't work anymore. They don't do anything. And that's a huge problem.
Like
so an idea,
iPhones, like iPhone 3s just floating
around. Just floating around. So an idea was born back in 2009. Muriel Richard Noka and her students at the Swiss Federal Institute of Technology, Lausanne, aka the EPFL. All right,
that's the one I was talking about. What's that about?
That doesn't make any sense. They were celebrating the launch of the Swiss Cube mini satellite. That sounds adorable, which they built together. And while the first 100% Swiss-made space orbiter is no bigger than a carton of milk, the space engineer was already thinking about when it would become a piece of space junk. After all, SwissCube was programmed to pass close to the area where the Iridium and Cosmos satellites collided a few months earlier. The debris from that collision was still moving around space. In 2012, the EPFL Space Center launched a space cleanup project known as Clean Space. At the same time, but independently, Luisa, a physicist at ESA, convinced the agency to launch a program, which it also named Clean Space.
I like how they didn't have any other names. Like, what are we going to call it? Clean Space. Well, there's really always something that, well, what do you want to call it? Clean. No,
what
clean
about
space?
Really like what about Space Clean?
No, that'll never work.
Well, the startup has gone from 5 to 20 people, and it's the first time that a space agency has ever committed such a large sum of money to a startup. ESA will provide 86 million euros, with ClearSpace responsible for finding 24 million euros to complete the budget. ClearSpace.
Let me just say something very quickly about that when you're talking about startups, how great this is, because how can they even say, no, you don't need that amount of money? This is something that is so new. If they tell you we need 86 million euro, you just got to say like, all right, okay. I guess that's what we give you.
Like this, the next part, we don't have to read any more of the actual report, but they go in to say how much they actually are going to take from space. And you would think 86 million euro, you're going to walk away with a good chunk of fucking space.
One would think.
They're coming away with 240 pounds. That's it.
Dude,
240 pounds. Just leave it.
Yeah, not only that, but like I feel like you remember that dude who jumped out of the hot air balloon from Red Bull a couple years ago.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. I feel like you go up just even that high, you could probably just stick your hand out and get 200 pounds worth of stuff.
Just throw a net. Like just put. All they need to do is put like one of those shrimp nets, like they can really throw in a big circle. Yep. Toss one of those bad boys out from like the International Space Station and just clean it up like you would a little league baseball field by dragging a fence. Like that's all you need.
Seriously. Why are we spending 86 million euro?
Or get a magnet.
It's a test. Once they get that figured out, it'll get cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. But they're gonna go. I love this. They're gonna go up there. They have a target. It's this little Italian satellite called Vespa. And they're gonna, so this little thing, I picture it like a Pac-Man. Almost.
I love how the article said Vespa, not like the scooter though. Like no shit.
Yeah. Like, there's the Italians, of course. The Italians launched a Vespa scooter.
It's me. Just say nice Vespa.
Delivery. Anyway, we have that stereotype goofing. But anyway, it's cool that the plan is this little Pac-Man thing. Of course, it probably looks nothing like that, but in my head, this is in my head. It eats the little Vespa thing, and it's going to come back down. It gets back into the reorbit path of Earth and gets sucked back down into Earth. And on its way down, it all just burns up. So it's going to turn the atmosphere into like a nice little burn pit for trash.
Yeah, that's why I think that we just got to kind of leave it up there. Honestly, we have too much trash already on Earth. Why are we trying to bring shit back?
Well, it won't land. It will be totally burned up by the time it hits.
Well, then why can't we burn our trash? If we burn space trash, why can't we burn our own trash?
It's way up there. It's not really getting in anybody's lungs.
Oh, that's the difference, chaps. It's way up there.
It's not, so
I like the idea of not like just they're doing this with a lot of science. I like to think of it just like a normal garbage truck just floating through space with some dude on the back and like he's just holding on to the back like, hey, I'm working here, move out of the way, I'm trying to pick up this old satellite.
Well, I can see the Americans seeing this plan and be like, oh, because our plan was probably the U.S. Space Force, a burn pit on the moon, and with like just one Space Force Lance Corporal sitting in a beach chair with a poking stick up there, like, all right, like, I don't know, is there fire in space?
No.
You can have fire in space.
Could I rip a heater on the moon?
I think you'd have to have like butane or something.
Yeah.
You need oxygen, and there's no oxygen in space, but in like a spaceship, there can be fire.
Sure.
Yeah, but that's very dangerous. They frown on that.
Yeah.
But there's oxygen on Mars, right? I could smoke on Mars.
Is there?
Somebody find out what planets
Not
I
as
can
much
smoke
oxygen.
on.
I think what we should do to get rid of it, just build a big old like burn pit on the moon. Like just bury everything on the moon.
Yeah, because like what purpose is the moon serving?
Yeah, fuck the moon.
Besides just giving us
not
waves.
A lot. Like we need to figure out a way to get all of our trash to the moon.
To the moon.
And then China can have it. They have our normal trash anyway. They buy our normal trash. Why not just buy our space trash too?
Or we just collect it in a massive spaceship that we send way into the outer reaches of outer space to just explode. We have a sign that says "Suck it, aliens!" LOL, and then something fun like that.
They'd be so pissed about the LOL part. They hate that.
They hate it.
They hate LOL.
Yeah.
Any of that kind of like text speak, they really hate it.